Hello Mandela class, welcome to your second maths video of this week. Your learning objective today is, can I use my understanding of repeated addition to represent a 2-digit number multiplied by a 1-digit number with pictorial representations? So we've been practicing on multiplication and division for a few weeks now before the Christmas holidays as well. We've always multiplied two 1-digit numbers together. Now we're going to look at multiplying a 2-digit number by a 1-digit number. Actually, we have also looked at methods of multiplying a number by 10, so that is a 2-digit number, and also some of you may be more confident with your multiplication times tables and will know how to multiply by 11 and 12, but today we're just going to look at some more methods to solve these problems. So to start off, this is a practice activity for you. So get your scrap pieces of paper or your laminated sheets ready. A bus seats 23 passengers. How many passengers would 3 buses seat? How could I calculate the answer to 23 times 3? So 23 here represents a number of passengers on each bus, and on a bus, and the number 3 represents how many buses there are. So pause the video and have a go at completing this yourself if you've got any ideas. If not, then just carry on with the video. Okay. So there are a few ways in which we can do this. We're going to start off by looking at using our knowledge of repeated addition and the pictorial method. So repeated addition, if you remember, is when we repeatedly add the same number together. So have a think, which number would we be adding together to find the answer to this calculation? Well, we would be adding 23 together 3 times because there are 3 lots of 23. So as we can see here, we have got 10, 20, 21, 22, 23. That represents the number of passengers on one bus. Then another 23 in this row, which represents the number of passengers on another bus, and then the third bus here. So we can see this represented pictorially. So what numbers would we be adding together? Pause the video and write that down on your piece of paper, and then have a go at representing it using a multiplication number sentence as well. Okay, so we would be adding the number 23 together 3 times. 23 to represent one bus, another 23 to represent another bus, and another 23 to represent the third bus. So let's count all of these together. So we can start by counting the ones. 1, 2, 3. Well, we can see that they're organized in 3, so we could count in 3s. 3, 6, 9. So there are 9 ones. And how many 10s are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's the value of 6 10s? We could also count in 10s if you're not sure of the value. So we've got 6 10s with the value of 60, and then 9 ones, so 69. Okay, now how could we write a multiplication number sentence to represent this? Well, how many equal groups do we have? 3 equal groups of 3 buses. And how many passengers are on each bus? 23. So the answer would be the same as our repeated addition number sentence, because all we've done is represent the repeated addition as a multiplication. So 69. Is there another way you could have written this multiplication number sentence? Pause the video and have a think. Okay, so you could have also written 23 times 3. Why is it also okay to do this? Well, if we remember, multiplication is commutative, so we can also do that. The answer won't change. So here we've used repeated addition to solve a multiplication number sentence that includes a 2-digit number. Okay, so here you can have a go at doing this. Use pictorial representation to calculate 21 times 4. And once you've done that, 33 times 3. So you can draw your own place value grid. If you have a ruler, which you should do in your home learning packs, it would be really good if you get used to using a ruler to represent these. Play the video when you're ready. Okay, so here, what number are we going to add together repeatedly? Well, it will be easier to add 21 together 4 times because we've got 4 lots of 21. So I've got 1 here. That's 1 lot of 21. That's 2 lots of 21. And that is 3 lots of 21. And finally, 4 lots of 21. So 21 times 4 equals, you could represent it as 21 plus, how many times are you going to add 21 together? 4 times. Plus 21 plus 21 plus 21. Now, what's the answer? Pause the video and have a go at counting what that would be. So how many ones do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4 ones all together, which I'm going to keep a little bit to the right so I give space for my 10. And how many 10s do we have? 1, 2, 3. Well, I can count it in 2s because they are organized in 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8. I've got 8 10s with the value of 80 and 4 ones, which together make 84. So 21 times 4 equals 84. And I've represented it using repeated addition. How about 33 times 3? Have you had a go at doing that? If not, pause the video and have a go. Well, how could we represent 33 times 3 using repeated addition? How many times will I need to add 33 together? 3 times, because there are 3 lots of 33. So 33 plus 33 plus 33 equals, and I'm going to represent it pictorially in this place value grid as well. How many ones do I have? 2, 3, and how many 10s? 3 10s with the value of 30, that's 33, and another lot of 33, and one last lot of 33. Okay, so let's have a go at counting all of our ones together. I can see they are organized in 3, so I can count to 3s. 3, 6, 9. I've got 9 ones. And how many 10s? 3, 6, 9. So 33 times 3 equals 99. Here, we're going to combine, as I said, there are multiple ways in which we can do this. We've just explored the method of repeated addition. The reason why we explore different methods is because they differ in how efficient they are. So some of you may find one method easier and some of you may find another method easier. but the different methods are different because they may take a bit less time to do it. So this method might take a little bit less time than writing it as repeated addition and also pictorial representation, although some of you may still prefer that method. The astronaut uses the column method to solve the following calculation. Can you complete it? So have a go at representing 24 times 2 pictorially, and then have a go at completing it using column multiplication. And see if you can manage, what method, how you can complete this using the column multiplication, and play the video when you're ready. Okay, so you were asked to use pictorial representation alongside the column method to find the answer to this multiplication. So if we were to represent this pictorially, what are we drawing? What are we adding together twice? We've got 2 rows. So we would be repeating the number 24 because there are 2 lots of 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 tens to represent 20, and another lot of 24, and then 2 tens to represent 20. So now I've got my 2 lots of 24. Okay, how would I then represent this using the abstract column multiplication method? So we start adding the ones together first, which also represents 2 times 4. So if we look here, we're multiplying the ones column together. And if we look on the pictorial side, if we add these 2 together, it would be the same as 2 times 4, because we've got 2 lots of 4. So 2 times 4 equals 8, which I write in the ones column. And then what we would need to do is count all the tens together. So you have 2 lots of 2 10 sticks, or 2 times 20. And if we look here, again, we need 2 lots of the tens. So 2 times 2 tens gives us how many tens? 4 tens, which I write in the tens column. So the way you would use the column method is you multiply the ones first, and then you multiply the number of groups that you need by the tens. And because you're multiplying it by the tens, it's represented in the tens column. So 2 lots of 20 gives us 40, or 4 tens, which we write in the tens column. Okay, so now it's your turn to complete your independent task. You will be asked to represent this using repeated addition, which we looked at in the first couple of slides. And then you will also be asked to represent this using the column method, which we just looked at in the previous slide. Make sure you represent your work neatly and number your questions that you answer in, so that when you're showing your work on your piece of paper, I can clearly see which answer is for which question. If you are drawing a line for the answer bit of your column addition, column multiplication, please use a ruler to make sure your presentation is neat. And I look forward to seeing all of your work on Tapestry, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, Mandela class.